Hey you guys, it's Robin here and your carnivorous grandma here. Y'all, I'm finna go back into the airport. I'll probably give a little bit of footage when we get there, but before I leave, I thought I would just pop in and say hello. It's day 4 of my summer walk and talk series. And before I leave, let's take a look at the lake. I saw the swan babies today. The little, what do they call those? I can't think of what they're called. Anyway, it'll probably come back to me. So they're gray, little floofs, so cute. Yeah, it's the season for all life, right? They have mated and now all the little babies are coming out. I'm seeing the goose babies and now the swan babies. So anyway, I'm getting ready to head back to work and I'm just looking to see if I see them. Oh yeah, there they are. Let's take a quick look. Okay, the name came back to me. I think it's cygnets. Yeah, little swan babies are called cygnets, I do believe. So before I head back to work, I thought I would just pop in. I wanted to talk a little bit more about myself because I don't talk very much about like my regular life. I talk a lot about food and eating, nutrition, nutrition transparency, and but I don't necessarily talk so much about who I am in my regular life. So I thought today I would come in and just share a little bit about myself, more, more about what I do. So I will say I am a program manager. I am a certified project manager by Project Management Institute for the past, 12 years or something like that. I work in IT, and right now my job title is program director. So what do? I manage large enterprise transformational programs, IT programs, particularly enterprise resource management, so systems like SAP and Oracle, if you've heard of those. And right now I'm working in the product lifecycle management or PLM space and implementing a large, very large transformational program. We're right at the beginning of it. And it's really hot and heavy, high pace, high contact type of a role. Super exciting, a lot of pressure. So I've been doing large programs for the last, 10, 12 years. But I started out as what they call a desk side support technician. So what does that mean? That means I would fix your computer if it broke. I was one of the people who was rolling out computers into the world, basically, before everybody had a computer. So no one had computers, and people didn't even know how to use a mouse back then, right? So computer work was meant for very specific people. And then back in the 90s, the mid-90s, was when they started being prolific and everywhere. Everybody had a computer. We learned how to use a mouse. Can you imagine? So right now we're using touchpads and all those kinds of things, but I'm still stuck on the mouse because I can't hardly function without my mouse. So that is what I do for a living. You guys probably realize that I started a new job because I've been talking about it a lot lately, about how I started this new job. And so that means that I am traveling a little bit and getting to go and meet with the team and do all of that business. So today I'll be back in the airport and we'll go and do a little bit of a walk and talk there. But I thought, let me just tell you guys a little bit more about me. This is just going to be a quick little plug for Impact 2026 here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're hosting a meetup event, you guys. It's going to be incredible. So many of your favorite influencers are coming in. And also, we're going to be having a screening of the Healing Humanity movie. Take a look at this image. Take a picture of it. Get that QR code and go and book your tickets for Impact 2026 here in Kalamazoo. So the other thing that is very important in my life is faith. In fact, faith is probably the top. So you will hear me oftentimes referencing the scriptures or something like that, because faith is top of the line for me. And so I am what they call, in my denomination, I am what they call a missionary, which would be similar, I guess, to like a minister in, like, if you were going to try to reference it, like a minister. So, you know, I do things like I speak, and my husband's a pastor, actually. So, yeah, so faith is huge for me. So you'll see me combining my faith and nutrition and health, because I believe that that part of having faith is being healthy and living a healthy lifestyle. And a lot of us are doing all the things, right? We're doing everything that we've been taught, everything that we've been told to try to stay healthy, and yet and still we are still suffering from all these illnesses and just a lot of chronic illness. So we got to do something different. We've got to do something different, because what we're doing is not working. They told us to eat less and move more, and we did that, right? They said eliminate red meat. They said eliminate salt. They said eliminate butter and fat. Don't have lard. Stop eating pork. Just on and on and on. All of this guidance has come out, but have you seen people truly addressing chronic disease with that guidance? I have not. If I look around in my community, I see a lot of chronic illness that's not being touched or addressed. The root cause is not being they're basically managing the symptoms by giving medicine after medicine after medicine. You know, how many times have you heard of anybody getting off of their blood pressure medicine? Or does it just keep getting worse and worse? And then you keep adding another pill and another pill and another pill on top of that. We're not addressing the root cause, right? So I believe that faith and nutrition go hand in hand. In fact, the scripture does say, I would that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. And where we leave it is, we leave it at the soul prospering part, which we know is critically important, but we don't think about the be in health part. Like, how do we get to that piece of it? So anyway, just out taking a few minute walk. Wanted to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit more about myself and what it is that I do. I will be going out here to work, and basically, yeah, holding it down, y'all. Holding it down. All right, I'll see you later. Well, here I am again in the airport. I think it's going to be a while before I travel again, so that's great. But I'll be traveling for this week, and I did eat before I came to the airport. Let me tell you what I ate today. So I had some bacon. I made a bunch of bacon, probably about 6 strips. And then I also had 2 burger patties. In my bag, I have 2 cans of cod livers and 1 can of sardines. So if I get stranded in the airport, I know that I will have something that I can eat. So anyway, yep, I got about an hour before my trip, so I'm gonna get to work for a little bit, and I will see you guys tomorrow for CarnivorousGrama Speaks Walk and Talk.